Well, it has been a while since we've been here. Welcome back to Ramsfell, everyone. I am reviving my single player series. And this is kind of a strange move, I guess, because I've already got like one series that I'm putting a lot of effort into, which is decidedly vanilla, and that's been going super well. And I basically just wanted to increase my output a little bit more because I'm only really putting out one video a week, give or take the stuff that's been happening with UHC recently. And I kind of want to use this as a bit of an experiment because I know a lot of people maintain a single player series and a multiplayer series at the same time, and it can be difficult to balance the two, but I want to use this as an excuse to refine my technique, I guess, which is a really weird and kind of pretentious thing to say considering that I'm not like any kind of professional when it comes to this YouTube stuff, but I wanted to use my spare time, because I have a little bit more spare time right now, to focus on the elements of my YouTube technique, I guess, and my recording technique that I think could be improved. So, for example, you've probably noticed, especially in my more recent videos, and now the quality is up a little higher, I whip the camera around a lot. Like, I'm always kind of talking about something over here, and then I'm doing this, and then I've watched my footage back, and I find it kind of distracting, and I don't want to be putting out the kind of video that I would not want to watch myself. So I'm going to try and focus on doing that a little bit more, and this is going to be sort of a testing ground for me to work on some new stuff. See that whip pan there, like just kind of whipping around like that. I want to try and do that less, or at least have a point to doing it, I suppose. I also want to focus on being able to talk while I'm building, because a lot of my stuff is building, and I want to be able to show some of that on camera, but it's a little bit difficult to talk and build at the same time, as a lot of people have probably shown. So yeah, I'm planning to work on that a little bit more, trying to and ah a little bit less, and and immediately and ah right then. And just have the right kind of energy for a recording as well, because that can be a really difficult thing to find sometimes, especially with recording at different times of the day and so forth. So yeah, I wanted to try and revive my single player series, do a little bit more building here in Ramsfell, because I do kind of miss it, and now I've got the opportunity to do all of this in high definition with better render distance and so forth. It just seemed like a kind of cool opportunity to come back to my roots and return to some of this stuff. And I've got to say my building technique has changed quite a lot since these days. I mean, look at this wall. This wall is, for a start, it's technically useless because you can just jump up onto those cobblestone blocks, jump over the rest of the wall. That's not going to keep mobs out. That's not going to keep me in. So I'm pretty much going to scrap this wall. There's going to be a bit of teardown happening, I think, throughout this series, because I don't want to get rid of absolutely everything here, but I do want to make a little bit of revision and apply some of the skills I've learned whilst I've been building on DV. I do think it's probably best to have the wall go up after you've built a town and not the other way around. So I'm not going to limit my building area with this wall either. I'm just going to take the whole thing down. And this is an example of what I'm talking about. This is me talking whilst I'm doing something, and I'm trying to focus on getting a little bit less distracted by what's going on the screen so I can carry on talking to you guys. Why did I put a wall in front of the bit where the map is? Because surely you want to come around and look at the map every now and again to go, oh look, there's the map. Why did I put a wall in front of it? It just makes no sense. I've been making some really, really odd decisions when I built some of this stuff in the first place. This little farm was going okay. I have been back in here a couple of times since starting DV, but most of my effort has gone into decidedly vanilla, so it's going to be interesting to see if I can make something a little bit different out of this. But yeah, I have plans to start a decidedly Neapolitan series as well now. That's not gone up yet, obviously, because I haven't had a chance to record that, and I've only really just got this computer set up together this last Friday. But I wanted to record a DN series because I wanted to start looking into modded Minecraft and expanding what I do, because everything I do so far has been vanilla. The UHC is vanilla, DV is decidedly vanilla, and vanilla is just what I'm used to, but some of the modded stuff, especially on Neapolitan, looks kind of cool, and I kind of want to take advantage of the opportunity to have a modded server to visit. So I don't even know what I have left in my inventory. I've got a bunch of coal ore, some dark wood. The bow's all right, I suppose. Efficiency 5 pickaxe. Yeah, most of this is okay. I think is that going to be a steak cooking sword? I suppose it probably is. Yeah, you might see some of the kind of staging and stuff from when I left this series to go and work on Decidedly Vanilla, and it's kind of strange. Like, I'm not quite used to that level of tone where you break the fourth wall about the stuff that you do in, like, RP situations. Like, the passport that I wrote is in here, and I should have been like, that's how I used to get back. And the intro to this video even had me walking into the nether portal on DV to come back here, but I don't know how I feel about that kind of stuff, because RP isn't really my thing. I find that it's really entertaining to watch, and it's great if you can pull it off, but I don't know, sometimes I just don't convince myself in my acting ability to do an RP series, so I find it kind of strange to balance stuff like that. And I've said to the guys on DV that I'm happy getting involved with their RP, but I'm not going to necessarily focus on that kind of thing myself, because I prefer to focus on building neat looking stuff and more like the gameplay aspect of Minecraft. Look, this is how long I haven't visited this for. The grass is still growing over there. There's a zombie somewhere around, but that's in the spawner. See, this kind of stuff is not too bad. Like, I like the fact that there's this pillar kind of inset here, the stairs and stuff for that pillar. They look kind of cool, right? I'm quite pleased with that. This is kind of a monstrosity. I don't really know what to do with it. The brewing stations, I think, are still kind of cool, but this with the kind of alternating the checkerboard stained glass and this kind of pan at the back, I don't really like it anymore. So I might do a few revisions to this. I still always intended to move out of the little kind of thing that I wanted to be the gatehouse eventually. And look, you can see the mountains off in the distance and so forth. That's really cool. So yeah, some of the other stuff I wanted to talk about while I'm in this single player series is aspects of how YouTubers play Minecraft and what they talk about when they're playing Minecraft. I don't tend to talk about myself all that much, and it's probably going to stay that way, to be honest, because my life is not varied and interesting enough right now for it to really sustain any kind of prolonged discussion. And I enjoy talking about the game more than I enjoy talking about myself. But there's just a couple of things I wanted to cover in terms of YouTube technique, I guess, that I thought you guys could venture your opinion on in the comments. Like, for example, this is something I've been thinking about for a while. A lot of YouTube Minecrafters say "we" when they're doing stuff. They kind of say, oh, this is our pickaxe, we're going mining today, what can we find in the mine, let's check how many diamonds we've got. They use that plural, that kind of collective "we" a lot, and I kind of wonder why, because I'm not sure if it's them trying to involve their audience a little bit more, or if it's saying them and their Minecraft avatar, or if it's, I guess, both, or neither, if it's just kind of like an affectation of speech, if it's like the royal "we" that the Queen uses. I don't know. But that's kind of interest to me, and I'd like you guys to let me know what you think the relationship is between the guy you're watching or girl you're watching and this kind of collective "we." Do you think that includes you? Do you think they're talking about themselves and their character? Let me know, because that's the kind of thing I'm interested in, and I use it myself. I use kind of like a mixture of I and we when I'm talking about stuff that's happening in the game. And I find myself doing that subconsciously, and it's mainly because I watch a lot of other YouTubers playing Minecraft. I think that's where it comes from. I'm trying to sort of emulate their way of talking, and I don't always want to do that. I kind of want to find my own way of talking, to find my own unique voice without sounding super pretentious about it. I'm going to start building a cellar underneath here. I have a couple of cool ideas for a cellar for the brewing stations, and I think that seems like the kind of place where you'd want to store liquids. They tend to be kind of in a cool dark area underneath the pub or brew house or whatever you want to call it. So going to hollow out an area down here, have a staircase down, and then maybe some crates and barrels, like the kind of stuff I was designing on DV at B-Ran's base, but maybe just work with a couple of different designs and grab a few resources while I'm down here, because there is coal for days. yeah, I'm just kind of interested in the aspect of that. The is it the royal we? Is it you and the audience? Interested to know. Leave your thoughts in the comments, please, because that would be really cool. I really need to get used to asking people for comments and likes and subscriptions and stuff as well. And for a while, I was kind of snobbish about that stuff. I said, well, if people like it, they like it. If people want to subscribe, then they want to subscribe. And that's a great approach, I think, because it doesn't force anybody to take action. But then again, if you remind people to like and comment and subscribe, then a lot of the time they actually do. It just seems to be one of these aspects of YouTube that I haven't quite got a handle on yet. So yeah, again, interesting to know what you guys think about that sort of stuff. There's a spider around here somewhere, and I don't know where, but I can hear him, and he's annoying me. Never mind, probably underground. We'll deal with it later. Going to add some cobblestone stairs down into here. I might try and go with alternating stuff like I have on the Mushroom Senate on DV. So if we got any... I've not been into this storage area in absolutely ages. I went in there a little bit earlier, but just looking around, I don't actually have a great deal of stuff. That's the thing. I've raided another fortress, I remember that much, but I don't remember a great deal about what I did here. So this is going to be an interesting voyage of discovery for everyone involved, hopefully for you anyway. Let's grab some stone brick stairs, keep the rest of that in case we need it. Cool. Close up afterwards. Fantastic. Don't want to let the bugs in. And stairs, not like that. Block placement as well. Need to work on block placement. 2 out of 4, not too bad. There we go, like so. I think that looks okay. That looks kind of cool. Bit of variation there. Lots of panning around. So yeah, let's hollow out a little bit more of this. I think probably it should be like the length of this. I want to get some mossy stone and stuff involved, because obviously it's going to be a bit more of a dank environment. Not a dank environment, but you know what I mean. Pop the stone in there just to clean things up. Might leave the coal in the wall, I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, I also want to be able to do some more exploring now, because I can actually go into the jungle with the frame rate I get now. So totally happy about that. I've also noticed I've spammed torches around everywhere to clean up the snow after the Christmas episode, and that was so long ago. It's been 5 or 6 months now since I've been to this. There's the spider. Come on, where are you? Underneath here somewhere. Aha! Found you! There we go. No more noises from you. One other thing I want to work on is thumbnails, and the DV thumbnail has been really decent. I think it's a pretty good effort, and is a template that I can use over and over again, whereas with my original single player series I was making the thumbnail every time in Blender and trying to, you know, not animate but kind of model all of the stuff that was going on in the episode, and that worked a couple of times, but it was so much effort. So yeah, I kind of want to step away from doing stuff like that and focus more on a thumbnail format that I can use over and over again. Is that going to look alright? I think that'll look alright. I think it even looks better, really. I don't know what we're going to do about these overhanging ones. Maybe pop those in there still. I like having more of the pillar showing through, and we can swap out the mossy cobblestone there. So we can pop that in here. Yeah, having something like that works quite well, I think. I reserve the right to change my mind about that later. So here we are, we're back, and it's like coming home. It's really strange. I need to do something about that. Yeah, need to do a bit of spring cleaning. While it's still spring, we'll do some spring cleaning. I think I'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much for iron armor. That is not something I've worn for a while. Okay, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think about some of the stuff I've chatted about today in the comments, and leave a like on it if you enjoyed this video, if you're excited for the return of this series. And I need to go and raid that ocean monument, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay, have a good one, guys. Hope to see you guys in the comments, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.